Doctor, please help. Ruth, wake up. This cannot be happening. Say something. Mommy is here now. Please open your eyes. Talk to me. God, help. My daughter. This cannot be happening. Ndidi, Ruth's mother asked, what actually happened? Ma, nothing, no. She just hit her head. Ruth's husband, Mark, responded. Mom, what are you cooking? It smells nice. Well, you have to be patient, Ruth. Dinner will soon be ready. What are you making, Mom? It's your dad's favorite soup, egusi. Is that why you always make egusi soup? What about what you want? Doesn't it matter? Ndidi smiles and tells her daughter, as long as your father is happy, I am happy. That's how marriage works. My mother once told me, and I am telling you now, Ruth, husband is like a god, he's always right. Mom, that's an old mentality, not in this 21st century. What the woman wants matters too. Listen to me, my daughter. The success of every marriage lies in the woman's hand. Do not argue and everything will be fine. The family of Alade is seen praying over dinner, after which, as Ndidi was about to dish out the meal for her husband, he reacts and says, is this chicken in egusi soup? Woman, how many times will I tell you that I don't like chicken in egusi soup? Ndidi responds, my husband, I am very sorry. The stockfish you requested for, I could not find it in the market, so I decided to use chicken in preparing the egusi. I'm very sorry. I'll go and prepare another meal for you. Miss Alade stands up and walks out angrily. Ruth, in astonishment, looks at her mother, who encouraged her to go ahead and eat her meal. That is entirely her fault. She couldn't find stockfish in the market, so she used chicken. Even though she knows that her husband does not like chicken in the soup. The next morning, Ruth rushes to Mommy's room and asks why the eye patch. They lied to her that she fell down, but Ruth insisted in the truth. Mommy, I heard you screaming last night. Did dad hit you again? I just hate that man. Ruth, stop talking like that. My husband is like a god to me, he's always right. Mom, why can't you seek for a divorce? This is domestic violence. My teacher says we must never condone domestic violence in our relationship. Indeed, they asked her daughter, is your teacher married? She responds, she is divorced. That tells me everything I need to know about her then. Miss Alade in the evening on returning home from work goes through Ndidi's phone only to find a romantic chat. He goes ahead to question her, woman, who is Pius? Ndidi responds, he's an old time classmate. I reconnected online with him and he's married. Really? Why is he texting you that you look good? So this is what you do when I'm away. You are a prostitute, a cheap prostitute. As from today, consider you not having a phone. This is the end of this phone. He walks away with the phone. On returning from school, Ruth hears her mother crying. As she walks into the living room, she meets her dad pouncing on her mother on the floor. As she tries to rescue her mother, Mr. Alade pushes her and she hits her head on the wall. The next day in school, teacher Onyi enquires why Ruth is not in school. It's like for some days the classmates said they've tried to reach her but to no avail. After school, she visits Ruth to find out why she has not been in school for the past 2 days. Ruth in tears explains that how her dad pushed her to the wall because she was trying to rescue her mother from the monster of her father who was beating her up. She went ahead and called her mother Ndidi. When she came, teacher Onyi tried to ask her why there are lots of bruises on her face, but Ndidi insists she fell while doing some house chores. After a while, teacher Onyi left. When Ruth comes in, she asks her mother why she didn't open up to teacher Onyi. Why did you lie to her that you fell? Ndidi cried and hugged her daughter. I am sorry, I am sorry. Years later, Ruth returns from the States having completed her university degree abroad where she got a scholarship. One evening, she goes out to a lounge to hang out by herself, only to be excused by a gentleman who told her how beautiful she was and he would like to get to know her more. They both exchanged contacts, their love blossomed and they got married. On one of Mark's occasional visits to Mrs. Ndidi, she gets on her knees in tears, pleading with him to love her daughter, Ruth. Although sometimes she can be a handful, but please take good care of her. If she does anything you don't like, let me know. Report her to me, please. Mark, she's my only child. I don't want her to be unhappy in her marriage. Any wrong she does, don't hit her, please. If at any time you're tired of the marriage, just return her to us. Please, don't hurt her, please. Mommy, please stand up. I promise to take good care of Ruth as my wife. I love her so much and I wouldn't want to harm her. Few months into their marriage, Mark's true colors start showing. Ruth and her husband are seen in the room having an argument. Mark tells Ruth that it's time they start trying for a baby, but Ruth insists that she isn't ready for anyone now. She wants to go back to school to further her education. She wants to do her master's in the UK so she can get a good job on returning home. As the argument is heated up, Mark suddenly lost control of his emotions. He lands Ruth a slap on her face that she falls on the floor. Later, mom visits and sees bruise on Ruth's face. What happened, my daughter? Did Mark hit you? Ruth immediately covered up her husband by lying she fell. Her husband did not touch her. Are you sure, my daughter? Ruth says yes. Later that evening, when Mark comes back home, he apologizes with a flower that he didn't know what came over him, that she should please forgive him, that he is sorry. Baby, I am sorry. I'm so ashamed for my actions. You must think I'm a monster. Babe, you can hit me back. I am not deserving of your love. I am sorry for hurting you. Ruth respond, get up there. I forgive you. You can go abroad and do your masters. Please tell me anything you want me to do. I will do it. Ruth responds, violence is not good. You need a therapist. Mark in tears promises to see one. Their marriage becomes lovely and peaceful as he has started seeing a therapist. He became better at managing his emotions. After some weeks into his therapy section, Mark stops attending unknown to his wife. One fateful evening, after she prepared dinner and served it on the table, as soon as Mark scoops a spoonful of the rice the wife made for him, he starts to rant. What is this rubbish of a food you prepared? It is too spicy. I cannot eat it. Ruth tells him to calm down. As she tastes the food, she says, but honey, there is nothing wrong with this food. You know I am pregnant and I like spicy food these days. Please bear with me. But Mark keeps ranting. Useless wife, so you can't prepare a simple meal. In anger, Ruth decides to exit the dining table. As she was about doing that, Mark pushes her and she hits her head on the floor. She is rushed to the hospital. Doctor, 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 please help. Ruth, wake up. This cannot be happening. Say something. Mommy is here. Baby, open your eyes. Talk to me. God, please help my daughter. The Ruth's mother asks, what actually happened in tears? Ma, nothing, no. She just hit her head. Mark responds. When the doctor finished examining her, Ruth was confirmed dead. They started crying uncontrollably. Well, I've come to the end of this video. I hope you did enjoy it. What's the moral lesson of this story? The moral lesson is that no matter where you find yourself in a relationship, in a marriage, say no to domestic violence. It is not something that we tolerate. If this is your first time of tumbling to my channel, you're highly welcome. Please don't forget to join us in our subsequent video upload. Please turn